Let's talk just a little bit about some box plots. So in AP Stats, we always want to use a modified box plot, and the modified box plot will have outliers plotted outside of your whiskers. So always use that kind and assume that that kind is given to you if you are looking at a box plot. So if there are outliers, they will be the dots that are outside, or if they're not there, you don't have any outliers. So for the basic setup of a box plot, you have your minimum value, and your actual minimum of your data would be this one, but in this case, it's an outlier out there. But then other than the outlier, this is the minimum value that's not an outlier. Then you have your Q1, so that's 25% of your data between the minimum value and Q1. You have your Q1 to your median value, so you have another 25%. Q3 would be your median value, or excuse me, Q3 would be where your cutoff is between the 50% mark and the 75% mark, since each section of your box plot covers 25% of your data. And then there's another 25% right here, just like I said, and Q3 up to your maximum value. Remember though, if you're asked what the maximum value is for your data, it is still the utmost largest value out of your data set. But to plot a modified box plot, you want to represent the outliers as separate dots outside of that whisker so they stand out clearly. And so this is actually the maximum value other than the outliers. So be careful if they ask for the maximum that you don't name this point. You would actually name the highest value, but you do plot it this way. So just a few things about box plots. They are useful when you need to compare multiple data sets. So if you're given a couple of data sets and asked to compare them and they don't tell you how to display them, this would be a good method because it's easy to compare them on your calculator and see how the medians line up, what's the interquartile range, are there outliers. It's a quick way to plot them in your calculator and compare. Then it's also used with medium to large sets of data. Never make a box plot when you have less than 10 data points because that is not representative of a small set of data. And then, like I already said, we always use the modified box plot.